Shiggy Chop Shop. We ain't on the motherfucking screen, but you can hear us, nigga. Tell us on the motherfucking screen. Gilman the third over there. Our producer.
I would like to point out that
he's on the Grey Goose. Our producer on the Grey Goose.
Producer on the Goose.
We was effing up because we had Kobe Dennis on the show.
Yeah, we're about to get into
this dude ain't crazy for the last 45 minutes. I ain't want to be
it's the interview time.
It's the interview time.
I can dig it.
That was a good segment.
I can dig it. I appreciate it.
We have Kobe Dennis on the show. Providence own.
They're trying to be on their best behavior.
We try.
I don't know how that's working out.
Good clean black folk. So we had Kobe Dennis, Providence Mario candidate, Providence born.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Just like me.
Me too, James. My kind of guy. Let's go. No shots at the Detroit Cats. We love y'all too.
Yeah.
Two?
We love y'all. It's so cool to be.
We're gonna start jitting. So Kobe, you are somebody. Let's kind of start. Let's start with the beginning.
First of all, let Kobe introduce himself. Let me do all our hip hop guests. Let Kobe introduce himself.
Appreciate it. Well, first of all, my name is Kobe Dennis, and I'm super to be here on the Chop Shop, man. A lot of these, I'm very excited. So let's give it up for these fellas, please. Give it up.
Appreciate you. Thank you for being here, man.
Word, especially with Black History Month. Yeah, absolutely. Potentially first black mayor of Providence.
We were at another Gold podcast, he has his own podcast, and he was here last week, and he should remain nameless. When we said next week we have Kobe Dennis. He said, "You gonna come to my podcast?"
He was upset. Right? He was tight. Well, first of all, anyone that has reached out to me, first of all, this podcast thing is really new to me. I'm an OG, man. I've been around for a while, so the whole podcast thing, people have been telling me to get my own podcast for years. Yes. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I just kept it moving.
I'll produce it.
So, because my Facebook, 5,000 followers there, Instagram thousands, everything. Yeah. So I think I get a little bit of people. Yeah. So I turned it down. So then one of my man is actually name is What the Deal Dale. He's a comedian. He has his own podcast. He invited me on there because he's a friend. I went on. And then he saw how many people was watching and chiming in and all that. He was like, "Oh, you should do this more often." Yeah, since then, that was about 4 months ago. I've been on about 6 or 7 podcasts. And so anybody out there that would like me to come on, get with the scheduler. I'm there. All right. I work a full-time job. I'm a regular dude, man.
Making it happen.
So, make it look easy too. So I appreciate it.
You were in the Navy.
Yes, sir.
And tell me what inspired you to go to the military?
Crack. People say it all the time. What happened, Kobe? The crack era. Yeah. That's what happened. My mom looked at me and said, college, the military, or, every day you come home, I'm going to put it on you. Word. And college, they wasn't getting us ready, so we talked about the whole Black History thing and all that. I didn't know myself in high school at 18. And I saw my boys out there getting it. I mean, in my era, the crack era, I don't know if a lot of you young boys know this, but back in like 80, 89.
Let me tell you a secret. We're not that young.
You guys are kind of young. They was getting.
We're less than
you in your area. We in your area. All right. So they was getting it, man. They was getting it, and my boys pulling up convertibles, everything, man. But also they were going to jail, and they was putting out them football numbers back in the early 90s for sure. Yeah. So going back to what we talked about. So I lived that, and I still got a chip on my shoulder because of that era. Still trying to fix it and going back, and we're still trying to fix our communities because of that era. And we'll get in that conversation another time. I mean, a little later. But so I went to the military, didn't know what I was doing, whatever, went in, traveled the world. I'm a military veteran, and I'm proud to be. So when I came back, I saw, things were still the same. And I could say, either I was going to stand by and do nothing about it, or I was going to just jump in there and do something. So here we are 20 years later. I've been doing
that what got you in community work?
Pretty much.
Right. So you was in the Persian Gulf War, right?
Yes.
And what was that experience like?
It was devastating because I was 18. And once again, I was coming straight from the streets of South Providence. I didn't know anything about that. I've seen guns and stuff like that before, but people dying and fighting for a country.
Experience that firsthand, like people dying,
No. See, I was on a ship, so we didn't. I knew people were dying because we were killing them, for sure. But also, we were the ones that carried Navy SEALs. We were responsible for carrying the Navy SEAls that actually, ended the Gulf War real quick in hours. So that SEAL team, I'll never forget seeing the SEALs face to face, being sitting across from them at a table. They didn't talk, they didn't do nothing. It was real deal.
Boys.
Way better than the movie, any movie you ever seen, because it was like these are real deal superheroes. And just being there, it was so surreal. And like I was saying earlier, I learned pretty much how to be a man by a bunch of these by 200 men and primarily white men. Yeah. So, I got a lot of respect for all cultures, mainly because of that. I learned how to be a man because women, all that stuff. I learned a lot of that from these men on this ship.
And it's important that you say that, you know what I'm saying? Because
it's important,
just as being a black married candidate, they would want to put you.
Oh, they're gonna keep saying that. Yeah,
like you almost like an enemy too.
Bro, I'm from Rhode Island. All my doctors have been white. All my teachers have been white. All my dentists have been white. Everybody's been white, and I'm okay with that. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be proud of my culture and want to change it.
Absolutely.
I was here when the Latinos, first came when I lived on Atlantic Ave or Broad Street. I'll never forget, the Mercedes families that came and the Mendez family that came back in the 86, 85 when they first came, when they had a little corner store. And now they did their thing. I never hate on the Latino culture or anything like that, but I was here when it started and I saw them bypass my culture and so on and so forth. So some of the things I've been trying to do over the last 20 years is try to get our people rejuvenated and let's get going.
Right. When this question just came out. The other question that I've asked them, this one just came in my head.
Absolutely.
Broad Street being called, what's it called? Juan
Pablo Duarte.
Where did that come from?
So that came from a bunch of Latino folks getting together and wanting to change. You can change any street. I've changed at least 5 street names since I've been doing this work.
Ooh, that way good.
From community, from hood dudes.
Making it happen.
I got a couple dudes that was in the game that they got streets around here. So that's what I'm talking about. It's all about getting together, collaborating, and organizing. Organize any movement. Now, I've marched in these streets many times. People know when I put on my Facebook, I'm about to march, people start moving. The mayor, everybody they all get a little jittery because I'm for real. Yeah. I'll be out in the streets with 500-600 strong, and we're going to march to wherever we say it's on. So
does having that power kind of make you
it's tough.
nervous?
It makes me nervous at times. I mean, I look at my rear view a lot. I ain't gonna front. And it makes me nervous in that way. And my family's really nervous about that. Mom, wife, everything. They're always checking on me. I get texts and all that. You all right? All the time because of that. But it also makes me realize the sense of responsibility I have. Yeah. So I don't go wilding out and do that often. Yeah. But when I do it, I mean it.
It's necessary.
And when I mean it, it happens. Right. And change usually happens after.
When you have a position, you have to be fearless to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no other way to be. Because if people look at you from our community and look at like who's in that power, but he's scared to do what he got to do. That will put them in their backseat and be like,
I get requests from security companies all the time to do free security for me all the time.
But that security almost brings that type of thought.
Yeah. Oh, who he think? Right. Because even now I'm contemplating, and people are telling me what I have to do, and that's one thing I'm not really that good with, accepting what I have to do, quote unquote. Because people are telling me, Kobe, you're always gonna have to cop with you. I just can't see me walking down Broad Street with a cop behind me. I just can't see me walking up in the valley.
Since you've been for 20 years,
but at the same time, everybody's not gonna love me.
That's it.
So I gotta understand. I gotta understand that as well.
The analogy with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson said about Floyd Mayweather, and he was like, Floyd Mayweather's not the champ. You know why he's not the champ? He said he can't even walk his kids to school.
It's not the people's
bodyguard.
Yeah.
So, Muhammad Ali, he walked down the street. Nobody's going to dare touch him. He's going to be people following him, walking down the street. Mike Tyson walked down the street. Nobody's going to touch him. Some people follow him, not trying to confront him. But if Floyd Mayweather walked down the street, people are going to try to put their hands on him. So
I think it's about character. It's about the character. I think I got enough respect in these streets and outside. And when I say the community, I mean everywhere. Fed Hill. Yeah. I'm talking Silver Lake, because I know the gang boys and I also know the cops. But I also know Miss Johnson on the corner too. Right. I know a little bit of everybody. So I'm not fearful of that. But these are some of the things that I think about every night. These are some of the things that people ask me all the time. Everything from down, even pulling up.
It's the burden of leadership.
There you go. Even pulling up in the SUV, all that stuff to me is stunting. To me, that's called stunting. And what happened? You in a party and you walk there, or you on a bike to get there, or you took an Uber, and then here comes the man pulls up in this big body SUV, cop, all that. Dudes are like, who this dude think he is? I don't want to be that dude. So it's hard, believe me. But I also don't want to pull up in a Yugo neither.
From the 86.
You know what I'm saying? Why the first black man got to be in the little hoopty? So there's so many things. That's why I belong in the chop shop. I keep it a buck, man.
Yo, you always welcome. You can always come over, man.
So, a few years ago, you filed a complaint about the Jump Out Boys.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Jump Out Boys group of the gun task force. Part of the police force.
Yeah.
And these guys drive around.
Literally jump out.
They drive around in unmarked vehicles, and they'll basically just jump out on you and just basically
shake down.
It's almost similar to the New York
pretty much tackling.
Stop and frisk.
Yeah, that's same.
Yeah, very
different name.
It's very similar. It just doesn't have a name to it, but they called the Jump Out Boys in slang
by Providence locals.
Yeah, but they're the gun task force, and they'll just drive up on you, and just jump out on you, and just search you and do whatever they got to do. So you got a problem.
Even with no probable cause or anything.
Well, I had a problem with him for a long time, and I was out here fighting in these streets and actually collaborating. I'm the first and the only person that still does community forums with the police. About 5-6 years ago, I said, I got to stop hating the police, man. I hated the police since NWA, all that. I was Soup. That was one of my favorite songs. F the police and all that. So I was like, man, why do I hate the police? And I said, you know what, as an adult, let me stop doing that. Once you start having kids, you start thinking differently.
Right.
Man, Officer Friendly's not around no more. You ain't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to be that conduit to try to bring the police and the people together. All right. So I started having community forums. They were big, man. You can Google them, man. They're all over the news. I'm bringing hundreds of people together. And people were angry at first. Yeah. And then people started talking regular. Yeah. Because it's all about dialogue and discussion. And understanding. So now the cops, now the police are bringing their recruits, because that's my way of teaching. I just think we need a change of guard. So the new recruits were coming, and they were learning, and they were learning the slang and the lingo, knowing you can have your hat low, sagging, all that, smelling like weed, whatever, and still be the best dude in the world. Yeah. So this is the stuff I've been trying to teach law enforcement for a long time. All right? So here I am doing all this stuff, and then I got put to the ultimate test. They did it to my son, the Jump Out Boys. Wow. So I got scrutinized a little both ways. And I apologize to the community for that, because I went spastic, like I lost it. My only son.
That's pretty natural, though.
But when you're a community leader, telling everybody we love the police, let's get along with the police and all that, then I come on the news like, nah, I need them all fired. I need them all.
My son.
My son. So then dudes are like, oh, this dude went buck, but he just had us shaking hands and hugging these dudes. And now
you're not a robot. You have emotions and feelings.
I know, but that's why to this day, in the moment, I wasn't strong enough to.
When I think about that's a lose-lose situation.
It was,
because if you come out there and be like, "Yo, what you did," in some areas they look at it like, "Oh, he flipped his wig and he flipped the coin and he was a flip flopper."
Right.
At the same time,
is that the technical term?
It's not the technical term, but flip flop. Yeah, it's a technical term.
Flopsy. Go ahead. Look, you're taking him all of his game.
My
man Floppy trying on. He's trying on.
Since you taking a day off, my dude.
He's trying on. That's the Floppy time.
Maybe he picked up spinach today. He taking a day off with his melanin.
Black Panther. You got niggas there. You got everybody black now.
Why you?
Everybody got black except for Nabi. Nabi got more white.
You dudes are wild, man.
So you should not have said that, man.
It's almost like a loser situation, because if you just sat back and said, but it's okay what they did. It wasn't okay. So that's why I say it was a lose-lose situation.
It was very, very tough. It was
even like, the cops harassed my son, tough. He didn't do anything, and blah, blah, it's okay. Yeah. It's just stuff just happens. That's almost contradictory to what you're really promoting.
But it was so hard, man. Even the words spewing out of my mouth, my son, all this, it's like, people looking at me like, what about my son?
Right.
What about, it's almost like the dude that said, I'm on the Chopp shop, and the other dude was like, he ain't come on my show. This is indicative of how a lot of our people are in the struggle and in our communities. And that's fine. I'm learning how to navigate through that. I'm getting tougher skin. Right. So let me just get to what happened. No, that's all right. I appreciate the dialogue. But what happened? So what happened in the end? And I'm feeling on this now. This is a couple years later. Yeah. It took me to get this, because I've been heated for a while. Like the news camera was like that. And I was on some losing my mind. All the good vocabulary, all that went out. You can go look at the news clips.
He got Southside real quick. He got Southside problem.
All the vernacular that I've been practicing.
Southside problem came out real quick.
So, but that was my son in them, and I just felt his pain, because they literally stripped him of his, of his trying to be a man. He wasn't at the manhood part yet, because he was only like 16, 17 when it happened, but they stripped him of his innocence. And I'm like, nobody's going to do that, man, without me doing that. So what I did for the first time in history, they got suspended, the whole unit. And so you got half the city like, yo, Kobe's a hero. Yo, he got rid of the Jump Out Boys. And then the other half are like, who's going to protect us? Who's holding the city down? But these are those same people that were calling me last week saying they messed with my kids, but it was just a chance for them to come at me, and that's fine. Even with this election, you know,
that's what they gonna do.
Yeah, you can't make anybody happy.
So this is a tough situation, and that's why I'm coming on these podcasts, because I want to talk to the real. I want to talk to the streets. I want to talk to people that are like, yo, I never voted before. I'm a felon. All this. These are the dudes I want to talk to. This is the voting base I'm going for.
Absolutely.
People think I'm absolutely insane for even, first of all, being on shows like this where they're dropping the N-word, smoking, drinking, whatever. That's not insanity. This is called reality. These are my people. This is where I'm at. The other people are gonna, you know, everybody's like, hey, you been to the East Side yet? Yeah, I had some events over there, and I'm gonna go over there, and I'm not dissing them people because I'm also on their side as well, where you can't hide your affluence. You can't hide the fact that you was born with some money. Why are people mad at that? Because we're all trying to get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that's the truth.
We want our kids to be in the same way.
That's the kind of stuff that I've been challenged with to kind of teach. And I don't know, like I was saying on Facebook the other day, man, you don't choose to be like a community leader, man.
It's in you.
You can't say you're a community leader.
No,
you get
it's something that's in you.
It's
and
in
you
you.
do it because the burden of leadership is that it's the most thankless job in the universe, and when something goes wrong, it's always your fault. When something goes right, it's attributed to something else.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always that.
No, it's been tough, man. But you know,
it is.
in the end, definitely pro police, and I'm working on, you know, just trying to build relationships, because no one else, since I stopped doing the community forums, there hasn't been one probably in about 2 years. What happens is people say, oh, nothing's been happening. Yeah, because we was doing that for 3 to 4 years, but there's no relationship with the streets right now.
No, there isn't.
People,
and then the community
we need
relationship,
that.
yeah, there is a problem. So let me ask you this question.
Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So no, it's fine. No, I want to ask this question. So, because you actually brought up something that I wanted to talk about. Because I watched another interview you had done, and they were talking about Rhode Island, and they were talking about how Rhode Island is the only place, or one of the only places that has, more firefighters than police officers.
Right.
And the stance that it seemed that you took were that we need to increase the police in a sense, right? Like so what I'm saying is that it's a rarity to see somebody who is in connection with the streets and represents the streets,
right,
but also is pro increasing the police presence.
Yeah, because
you get what I'm saying?
I get it.
And that's something that people will see and be like, well, where does this guy stand?
No, I want.
Well, listen. Like 9 months. Thank you.
But let's break this down. I want to increase the police as far as the physical, as far as being policed. I don't want to increase that. All right, so if we increase the knowledge of the police with people like myself, as far as community policing and all those efforts, then yes, we need more men on standby to be ready for situations that arise, you know. But as far as increase the police push and effort towards, the streets or anything like that, no, that's not what I'm talking about. And by the way, there's not more firefighters than there is police. I don't know.
This guy had said it in an interview.
No, I don't know why.
I don't know. He had said that in an interview.
Parking wasn't validated, boss.
Well, no, I wasn't sure if it was true. That's what I was asking about.
But we're low. The police numbers are low, and they'll tell you that, and you can look it up. Police are used to having 500 police, but right now it's about 3-something. That's because of the change of culture. People don't want to be cops no more.
I mean, did
they
have a major police cut?
People don't want to be cops no more. I'm not sure about the cut. It was the retirement. So it has to do with leadership. And I'm not saying that, they're not really in favor of the current leader right now. And this is really not shots at him, but they really just don't agree with him. Neither do the firefighters. If you looked at that injury, the firefighters despise this man right now. And we need more firefighters. We
haven't had a fire chief for
We haven't had a fire chief
in over 2 years, right?
Over 2 years.
Providence hasn't had a fire chief in over 2 years.
Absolutely. And that's ridiculous.
So let me say Steve got something right.
Right. Question, right? I got another question. So like moving, like ushering off of that and come off of that, those some changes you need to make. But at the end of the day, what are some things you think the city needs? What are some things you want to work on for the city? As being a
what are the main
mayor,
improvement points that we need?
It's tough. These questions are super tough, and like I said, I want to always be as honest and truthful as possible. And what the reason why I say that is because my heart, Kobi, wants different things than what the mayor might want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I become the mayor, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be totally different.
It's for the people.
I gotta read through all these documents and all these contracts.
Politics,
and all this. I have to really think of every side of town. All that. But right now, my heart is telling me we need to concentrate on the culture and improving relationships.
Right.
My heart is telling me
the reality of
stuff like that. I mean, little things like radio station. We really don't have a radio station that represents us. We're just getting these What, a couple of guys just got on a couple hours, though.
Matter of fact,
but when you come to there, that's gonna be like a small portion of your plate.
Right.
Please think of mine.
Right. Because right now I'm thinking about, because I can talk about infrastructure. Man, I don't want.
Now you're going to
infrastructure, education. I can go with the same rhetoric that everybody talks about.
People need to hear that.
They need to hear that, but I want them to know that, but I also want them to read about that too.
Right.
Don't worry about just, and I can talk about it, education, infrastructure, the schools, the city services, that's fire, trash, and all that.
You said that you seem to have a real strong stance on the how bad the public school system is.
Absolutely.
You'd actually said you would rather
open up to the
quote unquote. I would rather panhandle than send my kids.
Yo, my girl,
and so
my girlfriend, she drives from my house.
Yeah.
Before work, drops his daughter off at East Providence Middle School.
Yeah.
And then drives to work.
That's crazy.
Every day.
Why do you have such a strong stance?
So people are still upset. Let me look at the people when I say this. I understand y'all.
Look at America.
Are still upset about me. Still upset with me about that comment.
Camera too.
Andy's work.
These are the lazy people.
No, I love Facebook. There's some of my Facebook people out there. I see them. See Mark? Yes, what's up, Wayne? What's going on? See? All right, let's go.
I see Mercy in Texas.
That's all right, so definitely all these folks, and I was just shouting, I think that I was on there for sure. Definitely,
two politicians.
That's right. I want folks to know that I made that comment and I still stand by it. So what I'm talking about is the upper echelon. I'm talking about the people that are running the system, not the teachers. It's not a mock at the teachers and the students. I'm a product of Providence schools.
Right.
All right. It's the system. All right. My youngest daughter goes to a Providence school. She loves it. And now if I really got a chance to explain myself, which of course they just took the little sound bite. And
that's why they play with
it. They can play with it.
But that's why I asked you here.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So my daughter goes to elementary school. She's at a school dance now that I'm missing because I'm on the chop shop. But that's all right. She understands. Look, I told her, you go dance, and Daddy's going to go dance with the big people. We're going to go, I'm going to go do this.
Shout out to little lady. Shout out to little lady.
I felt I needed to ask you that because I'm not going to criticize the other interviewer that you had.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was very,
it
was just very like there was a point in the question where it was like, are you gonna play sports against this person? Will he school you? Like it was
pretty much that.
Yeah, he tried it. Yeah.
Speaking of sports, this man was responsible for bringing back the Midnight Basketball League.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Much props to that.
Because that was a big thing.
See, I was saying, I want to look at your face.
I want to go back to the other question that people are probably saying, why are you dodging that? We'll go back to that. I'm not going to dodge that because it comes back every time. And I said that, and as teachers, the teachers union, folks are mad at me right now because of that. But those are my true feelings, and that's what I give myself.
You said it with conviction. That's why I asked about it.
And I meant it.
And I felt like they cut you off without you being able to.
And I meant it. The school system is in disarray. We need a lot of help. We need to get it back going. And this is not a shot at the teachers. They're doing everything they can. We just
and more. And their parents, some of these kids.
Teachers are doing everything they can.
The teachers want to be. Not for any other reason.
For the love of the game. It ain't for the check. It ain't for the check.
Ever since we started teaching to the test, ever since we stopped being able to talk to the student, and remember homeroom? You talking about how old y'all are? Y'all remember homeroom? Because they ain't even homeroom no more.
No.
Homeroom, man, it's advisory or something like that.
Well,
no.
they're not even teaching cursive. They're not even teaching cursive in a lot of schools.
When homeroom,
I noticed that in the Connecticut school system, they don't even teach cursive anymore.
Listen, man. Homeroom, we used to talk. I learned so much in homeroom about myself, my neighbor. If there was a shooting, they don't stop and talk about the shootings in the hood.
That was like the barbershop.
Right, there you go.
That was the barbershop.
And then we got the school to teacher. They got to know about us. They got to know about Pookie on the street. They know all that. They don't know none of that right now.
You take a homeroom and equate it to a chat room. Homeroom is like a chat room before a chat room.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's definitely like the barbershop. So right now, there's such a disconnect between the teachers. That's why the teachers, if the teachers really knew who Kobi Dennis was, they wouldn't be mad at me right now. They don't know me because they live 10, 15 minutes away.
They're embarrassed.
So they say, oh my God, this guy says he's, you know how many comments I got? Oh, and you want to be the next mayor making comments like that? Please be quiet. Get on 95 and look in your rear view because that's what you do every day after work. So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear from them.
That goes along with the police too.
Yep.
You have police in communities that they have no connection, no relation.
Right. They're not bad people. They don't know us.
That's the timeless struggle of it because it's like the teachers that don't live in the community. That's why in Providence, They gave grants to teachers to actually live in Providence at one point to try to increase. There's been things, but so Kobe, what I want, because they that was a thing. They gave teachers like extra grants to buy housing if they lived in Providence because they wanted to build that the community park.
Extra grants to buy houses.
No, not grants.
If you were a teacher taught in a Providence school, they would give you like extra money, towards your tax breaks towards your down payment if you actually lived in Providence.
But that's like an odd incentive.
I'm not saying
people that probably don't understand the incentive.
I'm
not saying I don't understand it, but it makes sense because you have somebody coming from Barrington, they coming from going to Southside.
They teach black children, but they
have no connection with the city. I understand the same thing with cops.
What I'm saying is the incentive is to encourage people from the same community to be a part of.
Understood, but if you've got people that
not to literally bring them aboard, but to encourage them. An incentive is to encourage somebody to join the team.
Yeah, he's got a point.
I know
what he's saying.
Not saying like, yo, if you from this place, I'm going to go and do this. It's almost like, if you do it, we could give you this.
Well, the reason why that incentive was put in place is because there was no rules and regulations behind it. So now we had to bring it back to get people to come back to the community. Right. So you're absolutely, that's a great point that you're making. No, he has an excellent point.
So, Kobe, I have a question I've been waiting to ask.
You got a lot of questions.
It's almost like,
he got excited.
That's not me, right?
He got excited when people said that.
This question is hilarious. This is the first question I'm going to ask, not as an interviewer.
Is it the first?
No, the first question I'm going to ask, not as an interviewer. Not as an interviewer, but as somebody,
a black man
from Providence.
A black man.
I'll be black.
Black man taking a day off.
I'll be black for the next 25 minutes.
Black man taking a day off.
I'll be black for 25 minutes.
Yeah, all right, I got you. Black man taking a day
off. Here's my question. I'm not asking this as an interview. I'm asking this as a Providence native.
I got you, bro.
If and when you win the election and you become mayor, with Providence thinking in terms of and I'm not asking you to speak on all of these things individually. Right. I'm just in a generalization. The legacy for people that are watching, because we've got people from other countries that watch other states. Providence, Rhode Island was changed dramatically, financially, good and bad. It's arguable by the legacy of Buddy Cianci, who was the only person and probably the only city in the world where a guy could be multiply convicted by multiple things and still people would have voted for him. And then we did
vote for him. He came back.
Yeah, and then we also have one of the in New England, one of the first places, besides probably places in Mass, that had the first openly gay mayor, and then we've had an ethnic mayor, but we haven't had a black mayor. What legacy are you inheriting if you become a mayor? Because there's a lot of Providence, Rhode Island in general, but Providence being its capital, has a long history of being regarded as corrupt. And on top of that, it's also had a long history with racism. So what I'm asking is, if you become mayor, what type of legacy are you inheriting? What do you want?
First of all, I think that. First of all, I don't think you inherit. You don't. I don't think.
Is it the second one?
Yeah, I'm not putting that on the top two. Because you don't inherit legacies. You have to create one. So if you're saying
he's laying the ground right now.
Let's just a black man.
He's laying the ground right now.
Let's just a black man, yo.
Absolutely.
This guy set the precedence by bringing up the Black Panther movie now. He's all ready to go now. Martin Luther King.
Wakanda for life, baby.
WW's up like.
My boy MLK Dennis over here.
No, but all jokes aside, for sure, I want to create my own legacy. And yes, it's funny you say that. I just got in the mail from my people from Boston. They sent me The Prince of Providence.
Which is his autobiography of Buddy Cianci.
Buddy Cianci. So one of his. He got a couple. He got Politics and Pasta.
Yeah. He also got the pasta sauce. He has
Politics and Pasta.
He had his own pasta sauce. It was pretty good.
It's like his Dirty Tales of Toots and
pasta sauce.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a little bit of everything in that.
And so, a respectful way to bring that into
so I got the book.
That's a nice
I got the book, and I was thinking about, and when you're talking about legacy, I was thinking about the book, and he does have a legacy, whether it's criminal or not.
Yeah.
But if you go to the black community, if you go to the inner city community, man, they had nothing but love for Buddy.
So they might earth you for Buddy.
Because like Bill Clinton, he had black people problems. That's how people look at
Buddy. So before he became,
he was a normal person.
He was a person that got sucked in. He got sucked in, and I'm not saying that I'm not making excuses for him. But he got sucked in, and it just couldn't.
Goon turned mayor.
It just, I mean, Mayor Tungoon.
No. Mayor slash goon. Yeah. Like the mayor from Detroit.
Kobi Kirkpatrick. Kwame.
There's a lot of talk.
That dude, Kwame Kirkpatrick was he wasn't the first black mayor.
They said the hip hop mayor. They call him the hip hop mayor.
He was like 30.
Hey, he was young.
Like 32,
Suited up, daily. He was good. He was cool.
Yo, you know what the OG say?
This dude is jail for like 30-something years right now.
You know what the OG say?
That dude brought Detroit down. He brought Detroit 6 years back.
They had an American Greed episode behind this guy.
Yeah, he do.
What are you talking about? You know what the OG said? The OG say, I'm not saying it's fact, but I'm just saying the
OGs are what?
The OGs, the older
OGs
people of Rhode Island. They say back in the day, before Buddy Cianci used to go to City Hall, he used to make a stop at a pinball shop up on the hill, which was owned by Raymond Petriaca. No, this is known shit. This is known stuff. This is known things.
He got family members that's in
this is true.
La Raza.
No. La Cosa Nostra. It's called La Cosa Nostra. This is true. I got family. So he used to stop. So the point is that you. So the point is, if and when you do become mayor, you're walking into a seat that already has all of this visualization of corruption on it.
That's my job.
And you don't seem like you're at all fucking phased by it.
You doing the Obama thing right there.
You know what this dude done did?
I'm about to do the
Like, you got the little T-Rex?
Yeah.
But no, I get what you...
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Give me my breast.
How can I be serious, people? I'm trying to hold it over. Questions allowed. I didn't get there until like 10 questions.
Compound questions.
All I'm saying is that you're walking. What I'm saying is that, excuse my French, but you're walking into a shitstorm. And what I'm saying is that
never a shitstorm.
There's a lot of.
I love the city of Providence. I love the city of Providence, man. It's not on no political stuff. I know that there's skeletons in every city, any politics, any job, anything. Anywhere you go. Your job is to go and set your precedents, try new things, and keep it straight, man. I gotta go in there as a black man. I'll be telling you, I gotta do everything 10 times better.
Right, exactly.
I already know that.
You're in the fire microscope.
Without any hiccups.
Because
so if I don't come back to the chop shop, you know why, right? Sorry, guys, can't make it back.
I can't talk to my cooking.
Can't make it back.
Somebody help me today.
All seriousness. All right, listen.
Stupid, yo. He just a retarded, man. I'm sorry, Kobi. I'm sorry.
This show started off, they was all serious. They was asking legit.
Both with Kobi.
Look, somebody said, Shauna Young, sorry, Shauna. She said, let Kobi talk, y'all. Be serious, all right?
That's my aunt. Shout out to my aunt. She's old school.
Shauna, that's right, Shauna. I'm trying to talk.
So,
thank you.
We coming up with some press times. I'm going to let Jay get his question in real quick.
Two quick questions.
Take your time, Jay, because you ain't said nothing yet.
Listen, I'm recording. I'm recording. All right, listen. Now he's second best question. Well, he had multiple questions in that second best question. One of them was, he mentioned racism. Yes. And me being new to Providence, I've only been here for like 6-7 years and everything. I've experienced racism. I had a cop stop me and he looked at me in my eyes and said, how come you don't have a record and how come I never dealt with you before?
I've had that said to me before.
So do you feel like you're up against that?
Absolutely. I'll say absolutely. Let me say that. Racism, I've been told, wait my turn. What do I think I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Who do you think you are, boy? I've heard
you've been personally approached.
Personally told by people. There is no shame. They won't do it publicly. They'll do it one-on-one or they'll do it in the office. And I'm man enough to I don't need to go on Facebook with everything. People think I go on Facebook with all my problems, but I'm very selective with that. Right. But a lot of my white friends will call me and say, man, people are telling me, yo, get your boy. Stuff like that. And I just think it's, I laugh at it, stuff like that. But I know that coming out, I'm 46. I've been here for my whole life. Right. When I traveled the world and I've lived in different places, but I've always come back. Mm-hmm. But I've dealt with racism, but I can't let that, just like I teach the young people, you can't let that deter you from your goals and aspirations and from moving forward. Right. Racism is just part of, part of living.
It's legends that fought through that.
I can't make that. If win or lose, it's not going to be, I can't celebrate, race, and then say I lost because of as well. So it's you got to roll with it, man. You got to roll with the punches. So,
I mean, all in all, we need to come together as a people and make this city better. I mean, there's multiple issues. You know what I'm saying? What we touched on, whether it's education, homelessness,
right.
abandoned homes, all this
infrastructure, city services. I can go on and on. Like I said, you know, I'm trying to keep it a little light here. I mean, no disrespect to you guys, but like I said, I got so many interviews ahead of me that I know I'm not going to be able to veer off and talk crazy and have fun. So I love this, and I don't want the community to think that Chopp Shop, these guys are some smart guys. They know what they're talking about, but we are just trying to keep it light and have a little fun at the same time. Because believe me, I got about 1,000 interviews ahead of me that I'll be on script, that I'll have to study for, so on and so forth. I wanted to come on here and speak freely, but yet also school some of the people. Like Auntie Shauna over there that wants to hear some real stuff. So Shauna, yes, we are definitely going to address things that need to be done. And so the schools, we know the schools need fixing. And it's just so funny that I'm running now, and now everything, if you look on the news now, you know, illustrious mayor right now, he's doing a lot of stuff. He's even talking about putting turf fields at Buckland Park.
Get out of town. At Buckland?
Yeah.
Buckland?
Turf fields.
Because they want the chip. They want that chip.
No, it's because
the intruder, the boy.
My mom used to be a lifeguard.
I've been louder many times.
Can I say something? My mom used to be a lifeguard in Buckland. She was pregnant with me.
Don't be sheep.
When my mom was pregnant with me, she was a lifeguard.
First question I ask the people when you go to that little community meeting, which is next week, for Buckland Park to get turfs and all that, ask the mayor, honestly, will it be done before the next election?
That's a real question. And there's a lot of conversation and not a lot of action.
If he says yes to that, please, I'll be right there with him.
Bro.
So,
you say, bro.
Bro, we're not gonna take this.
Somebody had a question about Wall Street homelessness. You guys taking questions, Jack?
Yeah, so, all right, so what we're going to do is, go to the end of the show. Overtime.
Have you ever been to New Orleans? Whoa. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
You guys are excited. That man sugar today. High fructose.
I haven't been to New Orleans.
Yeah,
corn syrup and everything.
I gave up being black and my fructose is right now.
Yeah, it's inherited.
He got the sugar.
ADD white child.
That's what question is. A Kobi house with hibachi. You own that?
No.
Okay.
What the?
So let's talk about your.
There's Kobe Japan, and there's Kobe cheese. There's Kobe beef. There's Kobe beef. So
you don't own none of those.
None of that. The rights to none of that.
That was the blackest question that got asked tonight.
You're related to Kobe Bryant,
but I am older than Kobe Bryant, so I did not get my name. I did not get my name from that.
He just wanted to make sure
you wondering.
That question was him letting you know the hood was here. That's what he wanted.
I'm glad you did your research too, son.
I want you to.
That we do here.
But you also have Project Night Vision.
Absolutely.
You have the anti-bullying program.
Absolutely.
And you have the Unified Solution.
Absolutely. Which Project Night Vision? Talk about that. I know what it is, but I want to.
So what we want to do is we have short amount of time. I just want you to talk about those
as collectively,
collective, and they give you the handles they can find you.
Appreciate it.
And everything is sign us out.
Then you got to spit a verse.
Yeah, you got 16. You got to drop that too.
All the things. You just don't want that. They don't want me to spit this fire, right?
So all that. I don't think everybody on this show tonight.
We're gonna hold you to it.
No trying to get lectures and everything.
Oh yeah, because they might.
That might be the end of your campaign. No, white people ain't elected.
Look,
you never know that. He got
Hey, stop speaking for all the white folks, man.
Hey, Kobe.
I love white people.
Kobe. The irony of that, right? Tonight he's speaking white people, right?
Next week when I watch,
check it out.
I'm calling in.
He's Spanish, he's white, and he's black. But if you call him a white boy, he gets furious. But tonight he's going to speak for white people.
I'm calling in next week.
Tonight. I brought up my dress shirt.
It's iron too, man.
I know his Dominican dress shirt.
Watch that.
He dropped a third of his blackness earlier. So, we're going to...
I did.
Aside from all that,
I appreciate, first of all, I appreciate everybody tuning in, putting up with this look. Shauna, I appreciate you, Shauna. She said, I pray you get in. I pray for these fellas right here.
We got you, y'all.
They love this show's up the chain, and tune in if you haven't, tell a friend to tell a friend, because this show is what it's all about. These are called alternative news sources, and what people need to know is news can't just come from, the 3 channels we got in Providence. You know what I mean? We gotta go to different different sources to get our news. All right, you will find different angles. You find out the real people. If you really want to see who Kobe Dennis is, you can Google all that stuff, but you can also come to the Chopp Shop and look at other podcasts that I've been on because we get to talk real. All right. A lot of the programs I created over the years have helped to serve thousands of people. Project Night Vision, about 5,000-6,000 youth, all for free, by the way. Unified Solution is like an incubator to help people start small business and so on and so forth. All people, not just blacks. So when I say my community, the one thing people misinterpret all the time is I'm talking about black people. How could I do that? Like I said, when I was, I was taught on a ship full of white men when I was, my dentist is white right now, my doctor's white. You're contradicting yourself. You're a fraud to me if you're like all this black power and yet you go to the dentist and say, hey, how you doing, Jim? You can't do that, so you have to keep it 100. You know what I mean? It's all about respect. It's not about the color or anything like that. So a lot of the programs that I ran and continue to run, they're just for the people, mainly for the young people. That's the only thing, because I think the young people are the future. So when people ask me, what are some of the first things you're going to do as mayor? I'm going to help to create a magnitude of programs for young people. For the youth, all right? To help young people that have been incarcerated, young people that are out in these streets. Somebody up there had a problem about the homeless. And there's younger kids every day. It's younger and younger out there on Broad Street. We got to help with that homeless problem. Cranston Street, all the different, neighborhoods, there's homeless problems. And we got to deal with that. We got all these abandoned houses. Why can't we put these people in these houses? Why can't we fix them up?
That's something that you said that actually was
somebody's saying,
that's something that he said.
But
it's true. But that's something that you said that really, really
we can do better. We can do better.
Much better. Because I hadn't physically met you when I was doing the research on you, and that's one thing that you said that I was like, that's the first time I've heard somebody that has the political power and the ability to actually get to the top, that actually feels in a way that I feel, and it made me connect with you before I met you tonight. You said a lot of things that I agree with. Some things I didn't agree with.
Of course.
Things that I agree with. And I'm being honest, but the thing that really resonated with me was you had asked a rhetorical question that gets really deep and complicated once it becomes unrhetorical. And you had said, we got the homeless and this and that, and we got this, and I think you didn't say it, but I think you were reflecting on like how back when Providence was starting to get built up, a lot of people that are not from here don't realize that they moved the homeless community from right here in downtown Kennedy Plaza, almost in an area not far from where the Chopp Shop is, to Broad Street. Yeah, and they shifted it away. And you had asked a rhetorical question. You said there's all these community places and coffee shops and things like that that are not open during the day. Right. Why can't they be open to have these people have a place to go? Because otherwise, they'll be in the streets and doing different things. You actually asked a question that was like how can we really deal with this, as opposed to, I've seen a lot of politicians come and go. You know what I'm saying? And they sweep it under the rug.
To oppose to act like it's not happening.
Yeah, they sweep it under the rug. They sweep it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? I met Cicilline and Cianci both when they were in office, because I used to do AmeriCorps, and that's how me and Quan actually met.
All right, AmeriCorps is a good program. By shout out to AmeriCorps.
Yeah, so
we throwing out governments.
You want a social security number to address?
He's taking it there.
All it'll take you is a dinner and a drink, and I give you cash and social security number. So what I'm saying is that you took a stance that before I met you, I was like, you know what? Like, even though I agree with certain things, disagree with certain things, I said, you know what? And I said this, and I wanted to say this to you personally. It's not just with anyone. Like I said, to be honest with you, even like with the Obama situations like that, because of certain circumstances and everything, that on some real stuff, like I've never voted, like I never, like not even president.
What?
I've never.
You need to say that in the camera, man.
No, I've never voted.
Once.
No, I've never voted. Even when the Obama situation came up, I wanted to vote.
Talking about stereotype, I would have never guessed that.
No,
but shocked them.
But putting this,
smart as he is, let me say it, smart as he is,
I can't.
He's almost like an anti. He's so smart that he knows the truth. What's really going on.
Yeah, so
almost like almost making like an anti.
It's the truth. It's the truth of it. And
even though anti-revolutionary revolutionary if you're
System. Anti-system.
Anti-system.
So even though I gave up my blackness today, in reality, I am a direct student, not by books. I'm a direct student of the Black Power movement. Like I have mentors that are Panthers, and Fred Hampton Jr.'s son is a personal friend of mine and stuff like that. But
that's the real color right there.
Yeah.
That's a birthmark.
Yeah, the birthmark. Yeah. I got Reed Vitilago. I got Reed Vitilago like Uncle Ruckus for Boondocks. The opposite of Michael Jackson. So the point is that. So I'm gonna vote for you for mayor for Providence. I'm gonna vote for the first time. I've never voted in my life in 39 years, but when you go to the polls,
gonna get circumcised.
I'm gonna get circumcised. I'm gonna get baptized, and I'm voting for Kobi.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So once again, we trying to close the show. I'm gonna close it out for you.
Hey, this is a show. This is a show.
Kobi for mayor. Kobi for mayor. And it's KOBIFOR mayor.com. Kobi for mayor on Instagram. It's not Kobi the number 4. It's FOR.
It's not Kobi beef.
So no, KOBIFOR mayor on Instagram, Twitter, all the handles, man. Check me out. Read about me. Do your research like these two. These two, don't get it twisted.
Get your parking validated. Get your parking validated.
Get your receipts, son.
We'll find
Yeah. I mean, so listen.
I appreciate y'all.
Yo, you got to outvote, brother. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you ready to those polls. You know what I'm saying?
If you know me, you better vote for Kobi.
He's
trying to. Poor attempt at it. You know what I'm saying?
I know your cousin
Coming to see you.
I know your uncle.
Now, in reality, he's going to vote for the first time. Not under that name, because I'm a governor.
He'll do it on camera. It could be live on Facebook. So watch him
around
election time.
Vote for non-porno.
Yes.
Porn star of the year. He got his only votes.
Everybody out there watching this show that live in Rhode Island, over Providence specifically.
Yep.
Vote for Kobi Dennis, man.
Be the change you see. You want to see change in your community, then get behind the people that are really doing it. Don't just really complain. Because there's too many people in this world. There's too many people in this world that complain about the youth. The youth this, the youth this, the youth that. But what are you doing to make a change?
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good, but what are you really fucking
But that's my problem with the elders. They
complaining.
hide behind their electronics and the social media and everything else, and they just say, they all the youth and this and in my day. But what are you actively doing?
Get mad over shaking fists and stuff.
Let me say before we sign off. The hell shit about Kobi is he was doing this shit before the thought of being that American.
Appreciate that.
Word up. That's our letter.
Yeah, that's a new bag.
We didn't put that out there.
That's
I'm saying that.
I remember doing the right solutions,
yo. He
yo.
was doing this shit for the love of Providence.
Yeah.
For years.
That wasn't his intention.
That's how I met him.
Yeah, people wrote up on me.
He's always around.
People were like cussing if they wrote up on me. Say, when you gonna run? I'm like, man, get out of here with all that, man.
And he's not 46. Look at him.
Straight 46.
It's like black don't crack, yo.
46 what?
46 months. Black don't crack.
That nigga 46 months?
46 minutes. 46 months in.
Hey, you know what? Hey, check it out. They age differently in Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda, yeah.
True.
Wakanda in the building.
Peace out.
Chop Radio. Check us out every Thursday.
Step that pork. Yeah, put that Kobi Jimmy on, yo.
Put that Kobi back. Shoot like Kobi back on. One more time for the people. Shout out to my man Cyrus, King Cyrus.
And we got the Young Jeezy show coming up at the Strand.
Too late, bro. Turn that shit up.
I was promoting it because I was going to get a free promotion.
That was great.
Oh, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
It's a pleasure.
Man.
I appreciate that. I'm going to hold you to that, man.
Yeah,
I need that vote.
No, I'm voting. No, I am. I'm voting. First time I'm going to vote. I need to vote for
I'm feeling real special right
now. I'm so special.
So special.
You gotta change parties.
Appreciate you,
They
man.
let you vote for mayor.
What you say?
Independent.
What you mean?
You gotta change parties. You gotta go to Democrat or Republican.
I don't have a party though.
I know, that's why they won't let you vote for mayor.
Oh, I gotta pick one?
Yeah, you have to get off the independent.
Oh, I was joking about being independent.
Oh, all right.
No, that was a joke. That was a joke.
No, I'm just saying they try to.
No, I've never voted. I don't deal with politics. But I was
All I'm saying is
But you
they
name it.
don't let you vote for that stuff except for president. Alright, there you go.
I gotta choose one. It's like communism and democracy. Democracy, I guess. I trust democracy.
Charlie Brown up there with Charlie. Yeah.
Kobe, we're gonna get a professional shot over here, but I got James on the way out.
This.
We're only gonna post it if you take a picture.
Jump in the picture, man. Yeah. Mike, I went to school with him.
Yo, James did a couple Kobe headshots by himself. We got
Everybody get in the sport. What we doing?
Show your room over. Show your room over. Making an ice woman. Everybody's in the back. You gotta go in the back. Girls in the front. You gotta go in the back. You gotta go. Show gas. Give it here.
You're the best man when you get in the front.
Look at that. Come on, man. Straight up. If I say, Kobe only kill you. No, I'm kidding. Come on, put the cup down. Why I gotta have the prison hat on?
And do the prison pose, too. Rikers Island joint.
Rikers Island. I said this to my baby mama.
I got warrants.
All four.
The color of your hat almost is the same as
Throwing it off?
yeah, it looks like you had a
You messed
bag
up
on
my
your head.
t-shirt, bro.
It looks like you had a bag on your head.
Come over here. Yeah, come over here, right here.
Good.
Slim?
Oh, tallest guy.
Slim
Be
less white. That's a white wall. Be more black, Slim.
You gotta pop that collar, Slim.
You got the button up. He's chilling.
That's right.
All right. Thank you.
Yo, James.
Kobe by himself.
Yo, Kobe. Kobe said, can you come to by yourself?
Them shoes hurt. Nobody.
Hell yeah. From Greg Magic Down ones.
He usually got his fitted, his jersey on. He came like, yo, I gotta come with a button.
Who's that?
Burgundy.
He said, who that?
Burgundy.
Bob Burgundy.
How deep is that?
From my favorite BG song.
Where's that? I gotta say, when I was do you get those shots?
You got them all, yeah. Did it wasn't by yourself? Oh, no, you want to check.
Well, I prefer done altogether.
Fellas, man, I'm dope, man.
Thank you for coming, man.
Appreciate you, man. See you calling next week?
This is hilarious.
Yo, call in, man. Call anytime.
I'm definitely calling. I'm gonna be tuning in, man. 'Cause now I know all the personality, so I'm gonna be calling people out.
You know, anytime, you know what I'm saying?
I'm doing the Facebook thing, but I gotta get online. What's up, man? How you guys doing, man? With the numbers and all that?
Okay. We interviewed a lot of like old school like rappers, like classic rappers. You know what I mean?
Like
Like
Fred Hampton on here with
yeah,
that. Fred Hampton and Lady Ray with episode.
Lady,
yeah, we had
Lady Ray sing.
yeah.
You heard her sing though? She sang Happy Birthday to my man G's. Yeah, sing Happy Birthday.
see, I'm a groupie. I would have came up on that one.
Yeah.
Lady Ray.
Sure.
What's
We also had
Okay, sat in on that.
Brass Cast.
Oh, all right.
We had Rock Helter Skelter twice. We had
Boys.
like you said DJ Johnny Juice came for Public Enemy DJ. That's what we talked about earlier. Who else we had, man? We had
Come on, jerks.
my nigga from Boston, Ed OG. You know,
rock with LG for years too.
what's the other nigga talking about earlier from Young Black and Intelligent? No, what's his name? Young Black and Intelligent.
Little soft shoe.
What nigga, please? What's that nigga's name? You played the video earlier, bro. What's the nigga's name? Him and Ed OG had an album together.
Still going on.